Guys, all good? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are tackling our most successful online coaching ad. I cannot wait to show you. It's going to be good. So hopefully you've got a pen, notepad at the ready. It is the online coaching follower to client funnel that we created. It has been wildly successful for us. For me personally, I do think this is the fastest way to grow your online business, is ensuring that you have a follower to client funnel live. You can see here, this is the current, result. I could show you loads of this where this has worked, but the last 21 days, it has generated 24,500 in revenue for an online coach. So the one I'm going to cover here is particularly for Instagram. You can run this same ad. You just select Meta. All of the stuff's the same. You just change it to Facebook if you want to use that. You can run it on both. Personally, I just want to show you for the Instagram one today because a lot of online coaches are using it for that. So first things first, before we go on and show you the good stuff, I want to quickly give you a bit of a teach. We know now that every online business needs eyeballs, right? That's the thing that everybody harps on about. Daniel Priestley says that everything in your business is a downstream from leads, but before leads, you need eyeballs. You need people to see your stuff, because if they don't see it, they'll never buy from you, okay? So we need to look at how we can get those eyeballs. But how do you get more eyeballs and to see your stuff so that you can potentially get them to buy from you, have a conversation? Well, you can pay for them or you can earn them. Now, paying for them is just going to these social media platforms like Meta, like Google, and saying, here's the credentials, here's some money, go and find me these people, okay? And of course, it's much faster because you're utilizing, thousands and thousands of data points, and you're paying the applications to go and find those people, and they're massively incentivized to go and find them for you and then earn them. This is just organic content. So like you have to earn someone's right to follow you or engage with conversation. So that's organic, and this is paid. Okay, that's that simple. In terms of paying for them as well, you could do shout outs, collaborations and stuff like that. But strictly speaking for this, it is paid ads. And then earning them is very, very slow because you have to post a lot and hope that your market sees it, hope that you play the algorithm game. So if we're talking just strictly first principle here, to get more eyeballs, the best, quickest way to get them is to pay for them. So I want to show you a kind of mini funnel of how this is made up. I could make this a 45-minute video, but I want to make it short and sweet for you, and not do too much of a teach. But this is essentially the follower to client funnel in a snapshot. When we educate our clients on this and we build it for our clients, we do a lot more detail than this. But essentially you've got Instagram ads, right? Now this could be Meta ads, so you're running it on Facebook as well. But the goal here is just to get new eyeballs every single day, because new eyeballs means the conversations, which means potential to have clients. And then from there, when you get them, these new eyeballs, you need to build trust and nurture them. So you want to post daily Instagram content. If you're not posting any Instagram content, then that might be, going to 3-4 times a week, whatever that is. And then DMs. So you have to qualify the prospect or start to prospect them. So, they come into your world, you build trust and nurture them, you qualify them or you prospect with them, you have conversations, you help them, you offer free advice. And then it goes to a sales call where you can showcase your program to them. And then they become a new client. So maybe in the region of like 1K to 3K lifetime value. So in the time they're with you, maybe they stay with you 3, 6, 12 months, whatever it is. It's probably going to be somewhere in the likelihood of like 1K to 3K in lifetime value. It might be more. So that's the funnel. This is the big idea. They come in, they discover you. If you think about this, it's like they just see they see with their eyes. And then in here, they're building trust. This is kind of where they, act on their heart. Like, is this person for me? Are they relatable? And then from here with the DMs, this is where you have a conversation that kind of just starts to play to their mind as well. So I'm not going to draw a brain emoji, a brain image here, because it would end up messy. But you have the conversation, and in the sales call, that's where you show them, the transformation. So from, sad to happy, and you show them how your service is the bridge to get to that happy place and get that result. And then the new client is for you to grow your business. Okay, so that's it in simple terms. When we look at the raw data of this ad, pick a particular ad here, right? So I'll show you it here. We're inside the ad account. You can see here, this is the performance review overview. I believe this ad has been on it's been on and off, but I think it's been on for about 8 weeks now, something like that. But in this time, you can see there's been 4,624 Instagram profile visits. You can see here there's been 1,608 Instagram follows, and you can see here we've spent £1,000 to get those followers. Okay, come down here and you can sort of look at the video plays, hook rate, hold rate and stuff. Now, what's important to note about this ad is it hasn't been changed in like over 8 weeks. It hasn't been touched, hasn't been optimized, it's just ran. And you can see here up here, it's the UK and Ireland. We're targeting broad, and then females between 22 and 45. So the stats that matter here is the video plays. It's a short video. I think it's about, it's 36 seconds long. So it's 142,128 video plays. It's had 4,624 profile visits. We've gained 1,608 followers and we've spent 1,000. So that's the raw data that we need to go on. So let me just go into a bit more detail of what that means, and so that you can, when you run this particular funnel, you can then learn from it. So I've got here cost per follow, which is CPF. It's 62 pence per follower, right? Now here's the benchmarks. World class is between 40 pence and 70 pence a follower. Good is between 70 and £1.20, and needs work is about £1.20 plus. Now, don't get me wrong, like if you're in a certain niche and it's £1.20, but you're finding that you're getting really, really high quality prospects that are following you who are a great fit, then, you know, there's always context to this, right? But generally speaking, for a fitness online coaching, running to cold traffic, by the way, people don't know you. We're looking at these benchmarks, right? And then we come down here, we've got profile visits to follower conversion rate. So this is 34.8%. Now what this means is like roughly 1 in 3 people who hit the profile are following. Now that is very, very good. That is powerful. So 1 in 3 people who see it are like, yep, this is what I need. Now bear in mind, this is obviously my wife's ad, Cheryl's online coaching business. So there's no guys here. Like we're not getting guys from different countries and creepy guys or anything like that. This is the UK and Ireland female, okay? So this is a sign the profile is doing its job. The content, the bio, and first impression are converting very well. Now, here's the benchmark for this. World class is between 30 to 45%. Good is between 20 and 30%. And needs work is less than 20%. Now, I put a little note here because this is where most people go wrong, right? They run follower ads, but their profile's not optimized for this traffic. So they actually, they run these ads and the build, trust and nurture part is off. Not to mention the fact that the profile is just not set up to run ads. Maybe you don't know your niche. Maybe your whole content and the approach to it just doesn't match the avatar. And as soon as they click on it, they are out of there. And it's so important. We're not going to cover that today. I'll probably cover that in another video. Just the importance of, working on this. But we have seen people get, what it looks like world class cost per follow. But actually, they're just not getting the right people. Because remember as well, what you've got to do with this is you need to disqualify people. You need to be very, very clear so you don't get people who will never buy from you to click on and follow. You don't want it to skew your data, right? You want these people. Sometimes Facebook's weird. It will just send it to a pocket of audience. You don't want that, right? So you can see here, 34.8%. We're in a good region here of world class where we can, really scale this bad boy. And then we look at video plays to profile visit rate. So about 3.25% of viewers tapped through to the profile. Now this is a good number. It might sound low if you're not familiar with ads and stuff, but if we think of how busy the feeds are these days and the fact that the person viewing it probably doesn't even know who Cheryl is, who's running the ad. So we have 4,624 divided by the total, and it gives us 3.25%. So for every video play to profile visit, we're at 3.25%. Now look at the stats here. You can see 3 to 5 is world class, 2 to 3% is good, and less than 2% needs work. So let's look at, if we look at that as an overall whole, what can we take from this? And I want you to learn from this when you are running yours and you're kind of like, right, okay, what's my next move here? I want you to look at the different scenarios. So we've got scenario A here, which is just being conservative, right? Let's say 1% of your followers buy your £800 offer. Let's say it's £800 your offer is. 1,608 times 1% is 16 clients, right? So let's say from all of this, running your ad, spending £1,000, you're going to get 16 clients from it. So 16 times 800 is obviously 12,800 in revenue. 12,800 divided by 1,000 is 12.8x return on ad spend. So that's how much you've multiplied your revenue. So you'd turn 1k into 12.8k. Now that's a 1% conversion rate, which is low, but it's still a bonkers return on investment. Now, this is me being conservative, by the way. Like, you've got to think about this now. Bear in mind, this is me being conservative if you have all of this stuff nailed. Like, if you make sure you have this stuff nailed, because if you don't, you're just getting followers for popularity. There's just no point in that, right? But I'm going to guess that you've got that stuff down, right? If you haven't, then you might need help with it. But moving on to scenario B here, which is me being a little bit moderate. And if we go at a 2% conversion, right, that's 1,608 times 2%, which is 32 clients. Now, what that means is it results in 25,600 in revenue. And then divide that by 100, that's a 25.6 return on ad spend. Now, bear in mind, this is me only getting £800. I'm not including lifetime value or your average, like however long someone stays with you for and how much they give you in that time. I'm being generous here. Like, I'm not over promising anything. I'm just saying if they give you £800 within a 3-month period or whatever, however long you charge for, you take 1K and you turn into 25K from one follower ad funnel. And then if we were to look at being aggressive, that's a 3% conversion, 48 clients, 38,400 in revenue with a 38.4 return on ad spend. So you can see here now we're getting into very, very, very good margins. So if you look at that, that's the goal. You can see here, these particular stats is well on the way for us to turn this into it. Now, what I'm not showing you is, of the followers who have followed, there's a whole spreadsheet for all of that as well, if you really want to take it to the next level, which you should. So that's 1, 2, and 3%. So here's the real power of follower ads for an online coach. Every £1 spent grows an owned audience. Remember that. We're not just talking about return on ad spend here, right? Because remember, like, these people barely know you, they're following you. And I'm not trying to say that you're going to sign half of these people up. I'm saying 1% or 2%. But they're there for the future as well if you're doing your job and nurturing people. So every £1 spent grows an audience, not a lead list that goes stale, a loyal, warm community that can compound. Bear in mind as well, you're going to be, putting stuff on your stories and stuff to call these people to action. Every follower can convert multiple times, so a DM lead, then they turn into a client, and then later on into a referral or a renewal. The system compounds with time, so you're not starting over every single month. You're just stacking buyers and making a list. Audience value, so lead gen efficiency and MRR stability. And then follower ads fuel all future campaigns, so your engagement rises, your ad CPMs drop, your organic reach climbs, and you now own the distribution. So one thing I haven't spoke about here, see all these followers you've got from this, like, you can add them to a list and you can retarget them, show them more middle of funnel stuff to build trust and things like that as well. So you can see here, this is the stats. Like, I don't think it'd be too ridiculous to double the spend on this to then see where that would take us to then get, again, if we double the spend, we might not double the following, but like if we can get up to sort of 3,000 followers, you'd have to be a very poor business owner not to sell to 20, 30, 40 people. Remember, goal number one is just to get your spend back. And then from there, it's you're literally, it's like you're not printing money, but you keep putting the money in the machine. And as long as you're doing your job after that, you're in a great spot. So that is pretty much our follower to client funnel that we install for our online coaches. If you want help installing that, then just head over to the mrragency.com. Book a demo call, go in, maybe look at the case studies and things like that if you want as well. But we can install this within your business, honestly, within about 48 hours. But anyway, I hope that helped. I'll do more videos like this in the future that will tie in with this nicely, just so that you've got the bigger picture. I'm very cautious of how long YouTube videos need to be these days because people just switch off. But yeah, hope you find it useful, and I'll see you in the next